And we're back with another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video. And a couple weeks ago, I made a video about beating the Galactic Wars in under 20 minutes. And someone commented in the comment section and say, hey, dude, I can beat it under 10 minutes. And I was like, I have to try that. And I have to tell you that Emperor Palpatine has changed everything in this game. Absolutely. He is so incredibly overpowered and amazing. And I believe I actually do this Galactic War in under 10 minutes, which is very cool. Now, the 5 heroes that I'm using is Palpatine as leadership. Royal Guard just seems like a no-brainer with Palpatine because they're both Empire. And then I'm using Rey, which is also very strong. And then the 2 heroes of splash damage, which are Lando and Jedi Knight Anakin. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to go through the Galactic War in under 10 minutes. I recorded this footage earlier, and so I'm doing the voiceover after the fact, and so that is going to play. We're also going to go over the community update. We're going to go over the meta report, and we're going to talk about the future teams that I'm looking into. And I just wanted to send a big shout out to my sponsor for this video, McDonald's. We have good French fries. Anyhow, back to the community update. There is a new community update on the EA forums, and it's posted by EA Jesse, and Cat's kind of out of the bag. Other YouTubers are talking about it, but there is an event at the EA headquarters in the middle of next month, which a lot of us were invited to, and so I will be attending that at the EA Capital Games headquarters, and it's being hosted by EA Jesse. So if you have questions about the game or future things, post them on Twitter, hashtag AskMobile, and I'll ask the questions right off of the Twitter right there. Maybe I'll get some good footage. I don't know what to make of this event. I kind of get the feeling that they're trying to promote their other mobile games and trying to get me to play their other games that they make. I don't know. I'm going to go with an open mind, and maybe I'll learn something new. Maybe I'll get some new footage or some new hints on what's coming out in the game. So we will see. EA Jesse says, new update notes for 9/13/2016 Assault Battles Forest Moon. Return to the Forest Moon is starting September 15th, which is a couple days from now. The event will run for 3 days. It is balanced for 5 characters level 78 and requires either Empire or Droid characters. Now, Palpatine and HK-47 leaders, I'm going to have to make a decision on which one I want to use. I'm not sure if I want to do Empire with Palpatine and Darth Vader and Royal Guard with maybe 88 and 86, or do I want to use just HK-47, 88, and 86 with Palpatine and Royal Guard. I don't know what I'm going to do on that. Both tiers rebalanced to require mods similar to Mighty Might. You'll need approximately 1 to 2 star mods for Tier 1. Tier 2 requires approximately 4 to 5 star mods, gear level 10, and level 80 units with maxed out abilities. So it's going to be very hard, similar to Military Might. Tier 2 is now called the bonus tier. Tier 2 was called very hard before. The tier is intended as a challenge for users who have a maxed out squad and desire a truly difficult experience. Boy, I hope I can beat this. Earning the achievement still only requires completion of Tier 1, where you're going to get lots of Darth Vader shards. Bonus tier has the following mechanical improvements for added difficulty. Ewok Elder in the final boss wave for the bonus tier will be resurrect all dead Ewoks when he is killed. You have been warned. Chief Chirpa is much higher tenacity in wave 8. In both tiers, deadly Ewoks now have a non-dispellable buff called Deadly to help increase mechanic clarity. Yeah, they like one-shot you. Free replays changed to match Military Might. Rewards for the first time completed adjusted rewards. Replay rewards adjusted upwards. I like that. Slightly lowered the speed of Ewok scouts and warriors in Tier 1 across the board. They're still pretty fast, though. And then there's some additional update notes. One that caught my attention is it says low-level gear pieces have added to guild shipments. I'm not really sure what that means. A refresh button has added to the shard shop. You can now purchase exclusive raid gear in the shard shop, which is pretty cool. Upon release, the shard shop will have raid gear after you buy your first refresh, so you may have to wait a day. And they're going to change the gear raid parts that are available in the PvE shipments. And then they also had to stall the mega battles. It has been canceled because there was a glitch. They were supposed to bring that out midweek. Still no word on when the new raid is coming out. I know that's the #1 question that I'm getting on my channel is when is the AAT tank raid coming out, and it's been postponed and nobody knows. Let's look at the meta report. I really want to talk about this because things have changed drastically. I, for a long time, was complaining about the triad of Royal Guard, Qui-Gon Jinn, and Rey, and they're basically not being used as much. It is definitely shift to Emperor Palpatine, Stormtrooper Han, Jedi Knight Anakin, Lando, and Royal Guard. And I will be making a series of videos on Lando leaderships and how that works, because he seems incredibly useful, but I need like 5 to 10 more shards of Jawas to unlock the critical damage mods. Once the critical damage mods are unlocked, I will be able to use Lando and Jedi Knight Anakin, because they do need the critical damage mods to be effective. The other thing I want to say about Stormtrooper Han has the ability of giving everybody the opportunity going first. If you give him a really high speed, he taunts, gives everybody on your team a 30% speed boost when he taunts, and that just unlocks the fury of Emperor Palpatine and all the other people in your team. I'm thinking that's going to be the way to go, that Lando teams are going to become very effective, especially in combination with Stormtrooper Han, because Stormtrooper Han's going to get a speed boost from Lando's leadership ability, which gives Scoundrels, which Stormtrooper Han now is a Scoundrel, a speed boost as well as critical damage. Very cool. So I'm looking forward to doing that as soon as I get the critical damage mods unlocked there in the mod challenges. Okay, let's go back to the footage and take a look at what's going on there. It looks like we're going through no problem. I gotta say, I did a lot of this on autoplay, but then anytime I came across a level 80 battle, I kind of took that off and went a little slower. It's amazing how much health Palpatine can gain. Is part of his leadership ability. You know, at some point he almost gets low in health, but then he can immediately get all of it back as soon as he does a debuff. He gets huge amounts of health gains, and that's part of his leadership ability, and he is just really good. I don't know what to say. It's almost like everybody was complaining about how Rey was overpowered, and in my mind, Emperor Palpatine is just way more broken than even Rey ever was. And you know, that's kind of too bad, because only certain people were able to finish the event and get him. I was one of the lucky people that did, but not everybody has Palpatine, and I think there's going to be a huge disparity between the haves and have-nots on Palpatine, and I'm glad that I have him, but I also can feel for the people that don't have him, which is kind of unfortunate if you don't have Palpatine, and hopefully they'll bring that event back. You know, they did say it was going to be a very rare and exclusive event. Unlike Yoda, I guess it's going to be even more rare than Yoda, and Yoda is not that great if I compare them to Palpatine. And then one last thing here on the video, I will say that for some reason, the last 2 matches on my Galactic War are glitched out, and they are very easy. I do not know what that is about, but it seems like they're just incredibly easy, and when that comes up here in the video, you will see how quickly I can just go through it. It is just really fast. They're like level 3 and 4-star heroes, so I just wipe through them very quickly. So that wraps up the video. You can see that I'm finishing it up here very quickly, and it is definitely going to be under 10 minutes, and I am interested in if you have any questions for EA or Capital Gains when I go up there sometime next month. Hashtag on Twitter is going to be Ask Mobile, and I will read them to them and make a video, and maybe I'll get some information on that. I know that they are kind of closed lips about that, and they probably won't give me any useful information, but I welcome any kind of questions or ideas that you want me to ask them. Okay, well, right here in the middle of the screen, there's a link to all of my Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes videos. And as always, thanks for watching, and keep on gaming.